So now we have our appointment and we can now have a face-to-face meeting with our client. Now we are in the office of our client and waiting for them to call us in. We're going to kind of gather our thoughts. Number one thing we need to think about is how I'm going to start the meeting. So what should I do? So probably this is the most difficult part of the meeting actually, because you need to really be professional at how you approach the client. Don't forget, you're in the B2B arena, and the B2B arena means that you have people on the other hand that are quite skillful, smart, and intellectual. So you need to be professional. So you need to really act professional, look professional as you go into this meeting. So when they call you in, you're in the office, sitting face to face with the customer. What is the customer thinking at that point in time? The one thing that they're thinking is, why am I spending my time with this individual? I can do a whole lot better things rather than spend time with this person. I have so many things on my agenda today. I have to finish them, and look what I'm doing right now. I'm spending like 20 to 1 minutes to 1 hour with this individual, which I probably don't want to spend. So you need to first of all make sure that that meeting for them is going to be worthwhile. So, first of all, introduce yourself. Talk through what you've learned about them. Give some information about your preparation. Don't shy away from that. Tell them that you kind of done some homework and you looked through their company and you looked through their records and you feel that there is an area that you might be able to help them. That's why you are there. Now, once a person says, okay, let's talk, you should be the one to start the meeting. Okay? The meeting, which is actually the whole area of the discussion, you should be able to frame that. And the way to start that is first of all by saying the purpose or stating the purpose of the meeting. So why are you there? What do you want to achieve? And don't forget, the person that you're talking on the other end wants them to be the individual, that the focal point is them, not you as a salesperson. So you need to make sure everything that you articulate has to be about them, about their company, and about the individual that you're talking to. So make sure that you're going to be able to address their needs. So the purpose that you're going to outline at the start of the meeting needs to be able to be something that addresses their needs. Example, today the reason why I'm here is to make sure that we might be able to provide a certain level of saving for your company that we have done for others. So what you are there for is to be able to provide them with savings. Or maybe you could say to improve their market share, to improve their revenue stream, to improve their profitability. But make sure that the first thing that comes out of your mind as a purpose is something about them. Second thing, once you've stated the purpose, you need to now go into the agenda. Make sure you are the person who's outlining the agenda. Don't just jump into the meeting after the purpose. Can I ask you some questions about what you're doing today? Don't. That's not really a proper way to start a professional meeting. Set an agenda. Better yet, write down the agenda and give them a copy. Some salespeople send an email up front before they have the meeting with the agenda. Well, that's it's not a bad idea, but the best one is to be able to have a printout of that agenda. One for yourself and one for the customer. So have an agenda. The agenda has to have 3 bullet points, minimum 3 bullet points. Actually, don't make it 4, make it 3. The first bullet point on the agenda needs to be something about the customer, meaning, I would like to be able to learn XYZ function in your company, or I would like to be able to get some further information about how you deal with XYZ. That should be the first item on the agenda. The second item should be about you. So, what have you done about that problem that other customers have had that helped them solve? So, what could you do for them is the second item on the agenda. The third item, which a lot of salespeople forget, by the way, is crucial, and that is the next steps. So you need to be able to upfront start by saying, this is why we're here. We would like to be able to understand your situation. Second is, these are the things that we've done for other customers. And third is, at the end of this meeting, I would like to be able to discuss with you our next steps going forward. So let's not forget, the third item is really crucial. So now you have the purpose and the agenda set. So to be able to make the frame really stick in the mind of the customer, there is one more thing that you need to do, and that is ask them if they would like to contribute to the agenda by saying, well, this is the agenda I've set for this meeting. Do you have anything to add? If they say yes, that's wonderful, because now they're in your frame. So you have created that frame that they will be working in. So they cannot leave that frame because you have now devised that frame for them. If they say yes and give you an agenda item, please take that in and make sure to cover that during the course of the meeting. However, if they say no, I don't have anything else to add to the agenda, that is also wonderful, because that means that now you're the lead person of that meeting. And finally, continue by starting the meeting with a question. Asking them a question about what they're doing currently, about certain areas that you would be able to resolve for them. Let's do a recap. Introduce yourself at the beginning of the meeting. Be professional. Tell them about the homework that you've done. Second, state the purpose of the meeting. Make sure the purpose is about them, not about you. Third thing, you need to have a professional outlined agenda. You might want to have this as a printout. The agenda has to have 3 bullet points. Number 1, you want to get information about them from them. You want to be able to demonstrate, number 2, what you could do for them. And 3, make sure that you are going to also talk about the next steps at the end of this meeting. And finally, ask them if they have anything to add to the agenda. And start the conversation with a question. So,